Hello students, now today we are going to start this subset, proper subset, improper subset and universal set. Today we are going to discuss on this topic. Okay, so first of all we are going to discuss on the topic subset. What is subset? Okay, before that we have to see some examples and from that we can be more clear. Okay, suppose P equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and Q equals 3, 4, 5. Here we are given the two sets, that is P and Q, and here we find that the Q set, it has the elements 3, 4, 5 and all these elements that is also contained by the set P. Here this 3, 4, 5, we also find these elements in the set P, 3, 4, 5. So we can say that this Q is the subset of P. Similarly, if you consider another set, that is 1, 5, 6, okay, and if you compare these two, now P and R, then here the elements of this R set, that is 1, 5, 6, it is also contained by the set P. Okay, so R is also the subset. Similarly, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now another set, that is yes. Now if you compare this P and yes, only these two sets, then here all the elements of the set yes, that is also contained by the set P, same elements, so this is also the subset. Okay, so we can say that this Q, that is subset for P, R, that is also the subset of set P, yes, that is also the subset of set P. So here from this we got the conclusion that here if we consider two sets, so here we can say that if these are the sets and if we compare only the two sets, then like as here P and Q, if we consider these two only, then this Q set, here all the elements of this Q set that is contained by P set. So we can say that the definition as subset, that if P and Q are the two sets, if P and Q are the two sets and if all the elements of the Q set is contained by the set P, then we can say that Q is the subset of P. Here let P and Q are the two sets where all the elements of the set Q is contained by the set P, so Q is the subset of the set P. So we can say that this Q is the subset of set P. In the same way, this R is also the subset for P. Yes is also the subset for P. Okay, so we can write it as Q is subset of P. Here this it is Q is the, we read it as Q is the subset of the set P. This Q is the subset for the set P. Okay. Here we from this reason we got that if we compare two, if we take any two sets and the elements of the any one set that is all contained by the second set, then we can say that the first set is the subset for the second set. Okay. And similarly here, this we can say that this P is the superset. P is superset for the set Q. We read it as P is superset of Q. Okay. Now similarly for the proper subset. Okay. Now here proper subset. Again let me consider any two sets. Suppose here let P and Q are the two non-empty set. Okay, let me consider P and Q are the two non-empty set. Then here this and Q is the subset of P. Let me consider this P and Q as the two non-empty set, and this Q that is the subset of P. Then here we can say that this Q set as the proper subset if it contains at least one element, one list. Here we can say that, okay, I will write here Q set or set Q. Here this P and Q are the two non-empty set, and Q is the subset of P where Q contains at least one element less than the set P. Okay, here let P and Q are the two non-empty set, and Q is the subset of P where Q contains at least one less than the less element, at least one element less than the set P. Then we can say that Q is the proper subset of the set P. Okay, so I will explain you taking one example. Suppose here example, this P set, it has the elements 1 2 3 4 5, and Q has the elements 1 2 3 4. Suppose here these are the two sets, and here we find that this Q set, it has the one element less than, at least one. It doesn't mean that there should be at least only one element less than. Here might be only one, that is 1. It might be as 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, or 4 only. That means here it should contain at least one less element. Here we find that P has the 5 elements, but Q has the 4. This 4 is less than 5. Okay, so we can say that this Q is the proper subset for P. So here this Q is proper subset of P. So we write it as Q is proper subset for set P. Okay. Similarly here, suppose that another set. So we can say we read it as Q is the proper subset of the set P. Okay, so here this is the proper subset of set P. So finally we can say that. So finally Q set can be said as proper subset if it contains at least one element less than the set P. Okay, so this is the definition for subset. Okay, now improper subset. Now this improper subset, that means what? Here again let me consider any two sets. Suppose that let x and y are two non-empty set. Okay, then and x and y are equal set. Here let x and y are the two non-empty set and x and y are equal set. Then here now example, x equals a b c d and y equals a b c d. Here this x and y, I will taken one example. X set it contains the elements a b c d and similarly y set it contains the elements a b c d. Now here in both set we find that they are equal set because all the elements contained by the set x, that is also contained by the set y. That means here we find 4 elements, here also we find the 4 elements, and here we find the elements as a b c d. Here also we find the same elements a b c d. It means that they are equal set. So we can say that this x and y, they are proper subset. That means we can say that x is proper subset for y or y is improper subset for y. Here y is said to be improper subset. Look at here, all of you. Y is said to be improper subset. Y is said to be improper subset of set x if all the elements contained by the set y, if all the elements contained by the set y is exactly the same elements of the set x. Y is said to be improper subset of set x if all the elements contained by the set y is exactly the same elements of the set x. It means that here both the set, they should be equal set. We can also say that two sets are said to be here that improper subset if they contains the same elements, exactly the same elements. So here y is improper subset for this x. We read it as y is improper subset of set x. This y is the improper subset of x. Okay, now similarly here, okay, I will discuss in next video for that. And now universal set. So now here universal set. Okay, here the set containing all objects or elements and of which all other sets are subsets. That means here if we consider any one set and the rest sets, they are the subset for that set, then that initial set can be said as universal set. In other words, we can say that what is universal set then? It is the set of all elements under consideration denoted by the capital letters. Okay, suppose that example, if we consider U as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and A set has the elements 1 2 3 4, and similarly B set has the elements 5 6 7 8. Here we are given the three sets, and this A set, it has the elements 1 2 3 4. It is the subset for this set U, and similarly 5 6 7 8, it is the elements of set B, and this is the subset for the set U. That means these two are the subset of this set U. So we can say that this is the universal set for this set A and B. Okay. So now how to find the subset, and after that we have to find how to find proper subset and similarly improper subset. Okay, so here in order to find that how many subset can be formed from the given set, then we have the formula, that is 2 power n. That means total number of subsets equals 2 to the power as n, where n equals cardinal number of the set. Okay, we have to use this formula, and from this we can obtain that how many subset can be formed. Similarly here, this is the formula to be the total number of subsets, and similarly total number of proper subset. If we have to find just proper subsets, then its formula, that is 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay, because we know that in improper subset every set contains a single improper subset, so this 1 refers to the improper subset, so we have to reduce this, and the remaining value, that is the proper subset. Okay, and I will tell you about that how to find the possible subset, that how to find the total number of proper subset in the next video. Okay, till then you have to consider all these things, and in some places I have written the definitions at first in order to make the video as short. Okay, so I hope that you have understood, and if you have any confusion you can ask me. Okay, thank you class.